Hello, it is Allison of The Allison Show, and today I am talking about party planning. I love a good party. I love nothing more than a good party, and when I do a party, I like to share a lot of pictures leading up to it on Instagram. I like to build a lot of hype so that I get really stressed out and think it will never live up to the hype. But no, really I do. So what I want to help you do is plan your own party. And I am talking specifically to my son's first birthday party, his banana bash. I have a thought process that I go through regardless of whether I'm doing a corporate event for 300 people or I'm doing a birthday party for 30 people. I have a series of questions I ask myself. So I thought I would share these steps and questions with you so that when you're planning your next party, it might help you out, save you a little bit of stress. So the first question is, what's the most important thing to you? Is it that you have delicious food? Is it that the people there have a really fun time? Is it that you get really beautiful images to help you remember the party? I love a good concept. I love a good theme. It's just who I am. It makes me giddy. It makes me excited. So that is number one for me. And number two is that people have a good time, that they feel included. So you need to pick what's most important to you because you just can't have it all. Okay? If you try to have, and I've tried to do it all and it's awful. So just pick one thing and focus on that. Number two is, who will you invite? When it comes to inviting people, I get really stressed out thinking, and I know a lot of people don't even have a birthday party because they can't invite everybody. I feel like, personal for me, don't let other people determine your actions. If you want to have a party, have a party. And some people might get their feelings hurt, and that's unfortunate, but you can hopefully explain to those people, because of space and because of money, we were only able to do that. Because this is my son's first birthday, I invite more family, neighbors. He doesn't have as many little play friends like my 3-year-old does now. And so it's more about the family and the close friends who know him very well because they hang out with me a lot, basically. So who are you gonna invite? Because that also determines how many people will be there. Which leads us to number 3, where are you gonna have the party? If you want to rent a venue, that's more expensive. And so when you think about how many people are going to be there in space, your space might limit who you're going to invite. Number 4 is, what time of day are you going to have the party? And the reason this is important is because what type of food do you want to do at the party? If you don't want to make a meal, if food's not your number one thing, if you don't want to make a meal, then I suggest having the party at a time like 2 is a good time, 4 is a good time. If you have a party at 10, it gets a little tricky because it's kind of brunch. If you have it at 11, it's an early lunch. And so if you have it at 10 or 11, I think that you need to be specific about whether there will or will not be lunch or brunch or breakfast. So what time of day you're going to have your party can kind of influence number 5, which is thinking about your theme and colors. Notice how theme and concept and colors, even though that is the most important thing to me, I love a good theme, is number 5 when I plan a party. It's all the way down here because the theme and the concept can greatly be altered by numbers 1 through 4. And so I think if you have like an inspiration, like I was obsessed with this idea of doing a party with just bananas, not monkeys, just bananas. Because my little boy loves to eat bananas and because this whole tropical fruit thing is so cute right now. And so that's why I thought bananas would be a really fun party theme. But I took into account all of those other details to make sure that theme would fit. Sometimes you try to make a concept work for all those other things and you're gonna get stuck. So it's not like don't think of your theme first. I'm just saying that sometimes other things need to come into your thought process before. And I think it's really nice to make something, a theme, really thoughtful to the person you're throwing the party for. But it doesn't have to be. I threw a French cafe baby shower for my close friend. It's not like she's obsessed with Paris, but she loves good food and she loves ambiance, and so I had twinkle lights and things like that. And so it just, it fit her personality even though she's not French herself. So that brings us to number 6. Make your invitations specific. This is like a tip for how to have a successful party. I said you are invited to Rad's Banana Bash. There will be lunch and cake, and it's at noon. And that's all that's happening at this party. For a child's first birthday, I just focus on, there's, a lot of adults. We're gonna have food. We're gonna watch him eat cake. That's it. For my daughter who's a little bit older, there was a puppet show at one party, and there was a pony at one party. There was a definite activity, which brings us to number 7. And this is the one that I think so many people do not think about, but really makes or breaks a party is, what will they do when they walk in the door? When I walk in the door, is it a close-knit group of friends so people are gonna feel comfortable and immediately start chatting? This is when you think about what type of people will be at the party. For a birthday party, there's gonna be some family there that maybe don't know the friends. I find it helpful if there's an activity, or it doesn't have to be like a party game, but something to do. So when people come to the Banana Bash, when they walk in the door, I'm gonna have food immediately ready. So we're not waiting for everybody to get here. We're not waiting for people to trickle in. Come in and get your food. In another video, I talk about kids' parties specifically and how to set up a kids' party table. If you are throwing a party with children, I think it is super important to have something for the parents to either help their children do or have the children do the second they arrive. I made a big mistake when I did my daughter's pony party, is all of the kids were expecting a pony when they showed up because it said in the invitation there's going to be a pony. But I planned on having the pony come about an hour into the party, and for little kids, that was like eternity. And even though I had bubble wand decorating and partyettes, and I went so overboard on that party. But the little kids were like, where's the pony? And so keep that in mind, like 2, 3, 4-year-olds, they have no concept of time. They show up, they want a freaking pony. When people show up, what are they going to do? Make them feel comfortable, make them feel welcome. Number 8 is, in relation to that, when they're at the party, what is going to happen? If it's a birthday party, what is the focus going to be? I threw a very awesome, I think it was pretty awesome, dance party. It was the Lumberjack Jam. And it's really hard to get 300 people to dance, sober people, mind you, to dance. You have to be, like I said, in the invitation specific. So they knew they were coming to dance. We set up the entire party to make it obvious that you were there to dance. So at this birthday party, at this Rad's Banana Bash, they're there to eat. So I have tables with chairs, and they're there to watch him eat cake, essentially. That's what we're doing at a child's first birthday. I also have an activity table for the older children, so when they show up, they're not just running around crazy. It happened to be a rainy day, so I'm really glad I did that. If it's a nice day, you can just put him in the backyard. Which brings me to number 9. It's a tip I call double up. I love to double up on things to save money, to save energy. And you can still spend a ton of money if you double up. But so for the Banana Bash, I had cups that I found on sale for 50 cents each that were the right color. I wanted like a neon yellow. And I had drinks as the table setting. Often I'll do sugar cookies as favors because I love making sugar cookies, and they're beautiful as decor. So I double up. Also on things like a photo backdrop that can double as decor, or one thing is I ordered them, but they didn't come in time for the party. I was so sad. I was devastated. I got these 4-foot inflatable bananas. So that would have been awesome if they had showed up. And they were gonna be toys for the kids to play with, but also photo props. That way you don't have a bunch of waste, you don't have a bunch of stuff left over, and you're saving money. Number 10 is favors. Just like how I talked about doubling up, I just really wanna talk about favors because I feel like it's a service announcement for people, okay? People spend so much money and time and effort assembling these little favors that nobody takes home. If you're going to do a favor, it better be an awesome favor. Like at the Bing dinner that I did, that Be Brave dinner, I have a video for that right here. The favor, because these were all out of towners It had to be lightweight. It had to be something they would actually want. So I had an artist paint these custom glasses cases, and everybody was obsessed with them. This was a bigger budget for sure, but we ended up getting sunglasses to go in them. I feel like those are an example of a really good favor because I used them as decor. I doubled up, but they were also very purposeful because they helped people remember the theme after the party, good publicity for being it was a corporate event. And so if you're gonna do a favor, make it a purposeful one. So these are just some of my questions and tips that I think about when I plan a party. I wish that we could plan all of the parties together, your party, my party, because that can't happen. I hope that when you're planning your next party that these were helpful and made you excited and less overwhelmed, because I love events. I love how they bring people together. That's what the Alison Show is all about. Please subscribe. Thank you for watching. There's a video on how to set up a kid's party table for the Banana Bash, and there's also a video of the actual party. So be sure to look for those. And I love you all. Goodbye.